What's up guys, the Zero here, and today we are here with hopefully one first of many KOG reports. So if you, for all the Zero players that are still here, if you don't know how Duel Links works, basically the rank system in Duel Links is every month the season decays you a few ranks off of KOG or King of Games. So King of Games is like the highest rank you're trying to hit in this in the ladder in Duel Links. So basically, every month you climb from whatever you were before to try to hit KOG, and then at the end of every month you get decayed back like a few ranks, and you just keep doing it over and over again. So unlike something like Zero, where you actually have like an end goal every season. So yeah, so hopefully at the end of every, or by sometime of every month, I will have a KOG report. Go over what deck that I mainly use to climb to KOG every month, and this month is a little different because I actually ended up climbing this deck after the Banlist got announced, where all the Orcust stuff got hit. So the main thing was like Scrap Cycler to 3, meaning you can't play the limit 3 traps anymore in the deck. Nightmare Mermaid being banned, so you lost all your any 2 monsters as full combo extenders or starters. So yeah, so after the Banlist got announced, I decided to try to cook something. I ended up with basically like a 30 card Lightsworn, like a mill-ish kind of pile of Orcust, where you're just trying to mill out your pieces to start your plays off. So I decided to why not just try this deck out, because you know, obviously once the balance changes, you can't play the old list anymore. So I decided to want to try something a little different, and ended with this. And I actually just went straight from Legend 4 to KOG, so like a 10-win streak just straight up, with a banless legal Orcust list. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had no intentions of actually hitting KOG with this, but I just never lost on this deck for 10 games in a row. So yeah, so I guess we'll go over the card by card pretty slowly. So first off, Levineer, along with the one Melody Awakening. So Melody lets you search, and search that's only the Levineer's out, but Levineer is here basically just as like a big blowout card. So yeah, very sacky blowout card. Card is still very strong even now. It's still limit 3 for a reason. So yeah, you'll mainly use it for the pop 2 effect, so banish some amounts of lights and darks to summon it. So if you don't know, you need to banish three cards from grave with the combination of lights and darks to summon it. If you banish both lights and you get just pop 2 non-targeting. So yeah, pretty good. Usually this is the card you drop down after you like got killed off their ding or baited out some back row, because obviously ding is still protect destruction from the Levineer. So you ideally want to like either electric virus their ding, or you just do your Orcust line first to ding out their ding, and then you Levineer or whatever backwards and go over game like that. So yeah, a pretty good card there. But going first, if you manage to get 3 darks, you could shuffle a card from the hand back in your deck, which is also pretty cool. But I've never have yet to done that yet. So yeah. But yeah, Levineer plus the Melody, very strong blowout cards in this deck. Next we have basically the cards that fill the same role, Temperance and Triforce tops. So this is the list that I was climbing with, but after climbing, because I didn't have the 3rd Triforce top, so I think after playing I would play the 3rd Triforce top, which I do have now. So I'll change it like that. And the Temperances I would consider swapping out for White Princess, just because White Princess is also a light. But more importantly, it's a card that doesn't require Tribute to actually get onto the board, because with this deck, any 2 Orcust plus any guy is Galatea. So if you have a way to get an Orcust engraved to either like Nightmare, or Orcust Nightmare, or Harp, you can just normal the White Princess, and that would get you to two guys on board, 1 Orcust, 1 other guy. So yeah, this is the list I'd play after climbing, but before Temperance, I was playing Temperance over the White Princess. But basically, Triforce tops and Temperance are just there so that going first, you don't just die to a lot of decks. Main thing is like a Raging Pendulum, because that deck going second will just is very good at just killing you with Raging Dragon. So having cards in hand to help you survive their turn and then kill them on the crackback is very nice, because Raging at least the pure lists aren't very good defensively. Like, they're really good at, they have a okay turn 1 going first, but turn 2 when they try and go for a game, their end board is usually a I'm going for a game kind of board. They don't usually set up like they don't usually end up ending like a Dweller plus Volo like they usually do. So yeah, basically these 5 cards here are basically just here to help you survive the turn. And then obviously the Orcust stuff I won't go over, but we're playing 3 Harp, 3 Nightmare, 3 Brass Bombard, one symbol and one world wand. So symbol and world wand are they're cards that depend on other cards to actually do things. So that's why I would only play one of each. Wand is also just a humongous brick, so obviously only one wand. Symbol or cards that actually already have your grave set up, so it's a little more awkward there. Obviously, Harp is the good one because it just gets you a card out of your deck. And same with Nightmare, because Nightmare can also get you Harp into grave to get more cards on the board. So obviously, these two are 3-ofs. We're playing 3 Brass Bombards because Bombard plus any Orcust in hand is also a full combo, because you can link off the Bombard into Link Karibo and then use Brass Bombard to banish yourself, summon the other Orcust in your hand to hit combo like that. So that's why we're playing that. These are our quote-unquote Orcust starters. So yeah, that's our Orcust package. And then the mill package in the deck we're playing is the Ride-In plus the Charge. Pretty small package actually, just 4 cards. But with a combination of these two, you're milling 5, assuming they don't like negate the Ride-In or anything. So mill 5 will probably get you to one of the 2 pieces you need, being the Harp, the Nightmare, or the Bombard, assuming you have one in your hand. So yeah, that's your little mill package. 3 Electric Virus. This card is really good in this format, in my opinion, because assuming Orcust stays popular, because obviously I grinded this meta when Orcust was unnerfed, so Orcust will still be everywhere. So Ding is still a very common card. But even without Ding, this Dragons are still very common. Rockets, everything in that deck is Dragon. Clear Wing, Crystal Wing, in Speedroids. Obviously can negate that with Crystal Wing, but still force up the negate. That's pretty good. Against Orcust, Machines, and against Odd Eyes, Bolo, Raging Dragon, all of those are dragons, so pretty good. This card's basically like a poor man's Snatch Deal, but it's not Snatch Minecon, but it's also not part on the Limit 3 list, so pretty good card. And Delight for Levy banishes, so yeah, pretty nice there. And then for the spells, 1 Babble. Babble is also a way to let us survive, because we can just load our grave up with Orcust stuff and just start shitting out effects during the opponent's turn to get cards on the board just to live. So pretty good there, and it lets Longirsu be a form of destruction as well. So pretty nice there. The Charge part of the Charge and the Melody part of the mill and the Levy package, and then 3 returns. We are just milling out our deck, so we don't want to just play the 1 return, mill it, and not have one to search out. Return is also technically a play starter if you just open Harp and or Nightmare with the return. So yeah, obviously you can use 1 return, but return is still a really good card. Still draws you 2 cards. So yeah, yeah, that's it for the main deck. And then for the extra deck, I'd say the core is everything but the Deco Talker here. Not that. I'd say everything but the Deco Talker here is core to the deck. 2 Dingirsu, 2 Galatea, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Longirsu, and 1 Link Karibo. Link Karibo again is part of the Brass Bombard line. Galatea and Ding are part of your standard plays. Longirsu can use Disruption to recycle cards. And Unicorn is just a Dark Link 3 that you can go into to clear cards off the board. So pretty good there. I was playing Deco Talker, but I never found a chance to actually want to go into it. Cards I've been considering taking out for Deco Talker are unironically a 3rd Galatea. I've actually had games where I wish a 3rd one or a 3rd one might have actually been useful. Same thing with the 3rd Ding, but I think that'll come with a little bit less because you only summon 1 turn. But yeah, a 3rd Ding I've occasionally wanted. Same with the 3rd Galatea. This deck can also make Synchro 8s because you have Harp plus Ride-In or Bombard plus Nightmare. Those are the more common levels you end up being able to go into. So as for Synchro 8s, I thought about Scarlight, I thought about Dark End. But yeah, those are the main ones. But still pretty undecided on this last lot. And yeah, Deco Talker I clan with, but I've never actually gotten into it. And then finally, the skill I chose is 3FX because 3FX lets you live. Because the whole goal of this deck is to mill out your pieces and just kill on that going second. Because this deck can play through a bunch of disruption, and then ideally, and then you have your hand traps up, you live in case you don't, or if you're going first, these hand traps will let you live as well. 3FX also, if you just go first, you just build a board. Naturally, while you're building your board, you'll have a Galatea on the board at some point. You use 3FX just to get some life points back. If you mill like a wand off of the Nightmare, yeah, you'll gain 26 back. So yeah, 3FX basically just here to help you live. Here to help you live, along with your hand traps. On cases where you go first, or you get disrupted to our going second. So yeah. So that's it for the deck profile. So now, unlike Zero, we actually have replay feature in this game, which is very nice. So we'll go over some replays as for some of these games. So I won't show exactly from Legend 5 to KOG, because there were some really scuffed games in between there of people scooping and stuff. So yeah. So first game here, we played against pre-nerf Orcust, because obviously not everyone is going to be playing under the ban list because they don't have to yet. So yeah. So here we go second. We just this is actually a really strong hand, especially going second, because this is good. Other guys playing Orcust, right? He will make his ding, meaning we will take his ding. So it's our ding now, and obviously ding, it has Orcust in name, so you can use him. You can use his ding to extend into our own board, and or just use his protection. So yeah. Yeah, so here he made his board. I Electro-Virus Orcust thing. He just sacks it off to get the ding, which is like whatever. I don't care. It still forced out the release, as well as the all the materials off the ding. So here we milled out a bunch of cards, and here we just go straight into Levy to clear out the back row. We either force one back row out, or we just pop both. Yeah, so he IDPs me. He goes with a Brass Bombard and uses Compulse. He compulses the Levy back to my hand, and then summons the Brass Bombard, which is whatever. But since Levy is non-targeting, we just pop the two guys on the board. We get our Brass Bombard back, and we pop off the ding. His board's empty, and he just scoops out knowing he's probably dead here. So yeah, that's it for that. So MVP of that game is Levy and Electric Virus. But obviously we had our grave set up for the Orcust combo, so we could have just built a board once if he actually stayed in the game. So yeah. So pretty good there. Next game is another Orcust player. This is also pre-nerf Orcust. So we'll just quickly go through. So yeah, we're going first here. So yeah, pretty good. We'll get the show up going first. So here we have release and the ride-in. So we go release, ditch the symbol, try and dig for pieces. Ride-in, mill 2. We actually milled we milled the harp off of the ride-in. So yeah, so the main thing of this deck is that it can be a little RNG heavy, because obviously a lot of you can obviously just open really bricky hands of like a Babel release, no Orcust, and then like a Levy and a hand trap. So obviously this deck can brick, but I think there are enough ways to get your deck going that it is fine. I personally have not ran into a brick that bad yet. But yeah, here we make the Lankirsu. And then we symbol back the Galatea to make the ding, and then we set Babel up, and then Babel will let us use ding on the opponent's turn as well as everything else on the opponent's turn. And if worst case comes to worst, we do have the Temperance in hand to help us block out an attack, which will probably let us look, because we are at 66 life because of 3 effects. So yeah, here we make our board. My opponent will do his thing. Here I just shotgun some extra effects, and now just so I can in case he tries to clear Babel. So here he does end up actually clearing out the battle with the Cyclone. So here, I just milled out a bunch of effects, got cards off the board, or out of my grave to use as fast as possible. And here, he actually ends up bricking, and since he bricked, Levy is just going to clear out his board now once you get one more guy into the grave. He crackdowns, he takes my ding, we mill 3, we grab the ride-in, we ride-in, he bottomlesses the ride-in, which is whatever. And here we go for this. And he just scoops it up. I'm pretty sure the Levy, the ding can actually protect his board, so I guess he just didn't know that's how it worked, because even though Crackdown negates the effects of the card, I'm pretty sure ding's protection effect is a non-activated effect, so you can actually still use the ding to protect your board. I could be wrong about that. I probably am wrong about that. So yeah, but he scooped up. He just figured that he couldn't do that, and I'm pretty sure I did still have stuff in the grave left to extend with. So yeah, that's just how it goes. He did brick, but you know, Levy being able to clear out the rest of the back row is pretty nice there. Third game we play against another Orcust player, still on pre-nerf Orcust, and we are going first again. Yeah, this is where the brass actually comes up, because you but here I actually forgot, because this was like my second or third game on this deck. I saw this hand just right. This is a brick, and then I But literally right after he did his turn, I was like, oh wait, I could have just normaled the brass and gone for the link reroll. That's what link reroll was in the extra deck for. So yeah, here I absolutely could have gotten punished and just died here, but Temperance would let me live regardless because regular Orcust probably isn't setting up a board that hits exactly 4K anyway. So yeah, here I actually could have just made an actual board here, but yeah, I whatchamacallit, I forgot. But here it's fine. We top decked the return into the electric virus to steal his card to actually get the Orcust Nightmare into the grave to actually get our combo off. So yeah, here I completely misplayed, but it didn't matter because we never punished. We drew the return, we drew into the out to the ding, and we hit full combo off of that. So yeah, there obviously I misplayed, but obviously I could have made a board on that first turn to go into the ding. I don't know what else I would have drawn into. Game could have gone very different, but yeah. Because obviously, while going through Orcust combo, I could have grabbed return could have dished, and who knows what I would have drawn me. So yeah. Here we are playing a Speedroids, so not just another Orcust mirror. This deck pretty much untouched by Banlist, so if you do decide to play the list that I'm playing, this is a matchup you will actually see post Banlist. They lost like one yo-yo, but like not the biggest difference, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, here we're going second, so our goal here going second is just to OTK him. I try to hit through whatever board he makes. So he does his thing. Yeah, we'll just let him do his little speedroid combo. He'll probably end on Crystal Wayne plus something. Very, very fair skill. I'm still of the opinion that this is probably the speedroid skill is super overtuned in my opinion. I absolutely despise this deck. But yeah, he ends on Crystal plus Clear plus 2 back row, one of which we know is a Cyclone. And now we are playing the game of Break His Board. So here we charge our Light Brigade, mill 3, see what we can get into first. This was actually super unfortunate because we ended up milling both our levies, so we don't have a super blowout anymore. And unfortunately, he can use the Clear Wing to negate the Electric Virus here, and unfortunately, instead of being forced to use the Crystal Wing, you can ride in, see if he tries to do anything. He doesn't. So we go Nightmare, mill the Harp. You go Harp. And he actually lets all of this through, which I'm very surprised because if he ended up negating the Harp, I actually with the Crystal Wing, I actually would have not have any plays after that. So I'm very surprised that he let me do this. He let me go this far without bait using the Crystal Wing. So we charge again. We milled up pretty useless cards just to grab a card out, I guess. And here we just keep going if we can. And here we go into the long gear suit, and since we do have the symbol skeleton set up, I can bring the Galatea back, and then we can go into the ding. We bring the ding out first because we use the ding to force out the Crystal Wing. But since ding can it's just that ding is so detached to negate the stretching to keep the guy on the board. And then here we just long gear suit to send to kill off the Crystal Wing. We just hit over at least we attempt to. He lances it, but yeah, we try to hit over that and call it a day. So, end board, we got rid of the actual problem card on the board, which is pretty good. And he deals with this, and I would have died here if not for the Harp. But in this game, you'll also see the extra life points very comes in clutch too. The extra life points from the 3 effects. So it hits that 800. Yeah, so we just take this because it's a smaller one. Yeah, I think I actually would have died if it wasn't for 3FX here, but I can't do math. But yeah, that keeps us alive. And now we know that last black card was a Cyclone, and our grave is more than loaded enough to just go off full combo. So yeah, here we just go full combo. We clear this board. We just go for game here. Yeah, Galatea into ding. Just fast forward this. Yeah, we just go for Orcust combo and stuff. I think I milled it all my returns, so just grab the Babel, whoever's left. Yeah, ding, send that. That summons that. And now this is more than enough damage to go for game here. We don't even need to go for the Unicorn, but the Unicorn, just to clear that out, we know the back row's nothing, so yeah, that's game there. Against Speedroids. So there you are. That game, we managed to play through Crystal plus Clearwing. Obviously my opponent, I think, could have stopped me at an earlier point, but he didn't, so yeah, we take those. In this last game, we are playing against, I think this was Raging Pendulum. As I definitely remember playing against Phantom Knights at some point, but I don't think it was this game. But yeah, this was my rank up 2 KOG. Against Raging Pendulum, yeah, just Raging Pendulum. So we go first. Hand is fine. The Triforce will actually keep us alive. Very, very clutch card. So yeah. So basically, the general game plan of this deck, if you haven't noticed by now, is go first, you make a board and try to live. Going second, you try to play through as much disruptions as you can, just try to kill. So yeah, we just go basic Orcust combo here. 3 effects, gain some life points. Yeah, 3 effects basically just as the skill we play to keep us alive. There wasn't really any other skill that I saw that, in my opinion, would help this deck out in terms of actually keeping us out, in terms of being actually useful. So here, yeah, we have the Babel set up too, so we can just start shotgunning our effects to, I think, to whatchamacallit, to start getting cards onto the board to try not die. So we do this. Yeah, he does his thing. I just put up some board. Time Breaker is pretty annoying because you can clear the ding out with that. Yeah, Raging Pendulum. And this skill is also quite unfair, just a free +3 for no reason. Yeah, he makes his board. Drew his one of Cosmo Dark Lady, which is pretty annoying because he can negate our Longirsu with that. And here he goes into the Trish. Actually, Rich is actually mad because he banishes my entire board. But none of his guys can hit over Triforcetops. So, yeah, I actually don't know why I didn't just summon Triforcetops here. In defense, because all these guys actually were not hitting. I actually don't know why I decided to just take the hits first. But yeah, a lot of the times with the Triforcetops, it can just be a guy on the board, right? Because as long as they summon 3, you can just negate. But here, yeah, he obviously there. I actually don't know why I took all the damage. I could just summon this and negate all the damage, but it's whatever. We're still alive thanks to 3 effects. But here we use the symbol to target the Galatea, because obviously symbol and the Galatea can equal to ding. So here we force the Cosmo Dark Lady out, and the Electrovirus just takes the Trish and we just go for game here. Yeah, we take the Trish, we run over the Cosmo Dark Lady, just put the Triforcetops in attack, and he is dead. So yeah, so that's it for some games on my way to KOG from Legend 4. So yeah, that's it for this KOG report. Yeah, hopefully, like I said again, hopefully first of many, because I do actually enjoy playing this game quite a bit right now. So yeah, hopefully there will be one next month as well. And in between, I'll probably do some stuff for Zero before the game actually dies. But obviously, after the game dies, I'll probably focus more on Duel Links and have probably some deck profiles and other stuff in between the KOG reports and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Like, subscribe, with the good stuff. Tell you guys what you think about this video down below in the comments, this kind of format. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.